There are a number of signs from credible sources that indicate there is increased police activity over there in Bayard at 295 and Phillips, and there may be a break in the Lonzie Barton case.
We want to go pull Tarek Miner in if we can. He has just arrived in that area, an area, Tarek, where neighbors told us the police activity started last night and it has continued to escalate.
Activity, according to the neighbors who live in this area, started around 8:30 last night. They began seeing deputies coming in, crime scene units coming into this area. Just to give you an idea of where we are right off of Snyder Road. If you're familiar with Julington Baptist Church, it's probably just a quarter of a mile past Julington Baptist Church is the area that they're searching. We're told it is a vacant area. We're told that it's kind of a swampy area. And the information that we received from our crime and safety analyst, as you reported, is that Ruben Ebron likely directed police to this location based upon the information that they have. I want to bring in one of the guys who lives out here. His name is Harold Green. Mr. Green, you actually witnessed some of this police activity and have been following this story as well.
Oh, yes, been following the story since day one. But I noticed there's a lot of traffic out here this morning, and that's when I come out and ask what's going on. They wouldn't tell me. Said, I don't know anything to tell you, but I just hope and pray that they find the body.
Can you describe the area? You're familiar with this area. Can you describe the area that police are searching right now?
They're working in a wooded area. It's kind of mucky. It's not really a wetland, but it's mucky. It's been a lot of muck down there.
Is there also a home back there?
There's several homes back there, mobile homes, trailers and stuff like that. There's a road back there full of residents.
Yeah. Had you seen police come to this area before, or is this a new revelation?
This is the first time I've seen any traffic out here. I've never seen them before out here.
Okay. All right, Mr. Green, we appreciate you being here and talking to us. Also here at the scene, just arriving here, is our crime and safety analyst, Gil Smith. We want to pull Gil on in. Gil, we've been out here for, about 30, 45 minutes. You've had some information from some of your sources. Can you just fill us in on what you know?
Well, just that remains were found in this area. Of course, it hasn't been confirmed that the remains are those of Lonzie Barton. That has not been confirmed, but remains were located here, and they believe that they were directed to this area by Ruben Ebron to conduct a search.
Let's talk about the timing of this. Why would Ruben Ebron, if that is the case, direct police at this point in the trial?
Well, you have to realize when they first went to court together, they were very much united, Ruben and Lana. In fact, she even mouthed the words to him, "I love you." So they were still very close. So they were sort of like a team trying to work through this thing together. Now that Lana has made a plea deal and Ruben has sat in court and saw her actually testify against him, and she would not even give him eye contact, he knows that he's alone out here. Now, I don't believe that Lana may have known exactly where the body of Lonzie would be, because if she had provided that information to law enforcement, they would have been out that day searching, but they weren't. Today is Monday, and now they're doing the search. So I think that he might have sat there and said, okay, I'm going to take this all by myself. If he is not the only one involved, why should he take this all himself? And maybe he sees that they have more evidence, and now the pressure is really starting to build on him. So maybe he decided, okay, I need to tell them what I can do, whatever he can do to try to save himself.
This area, it's not that rural. There's a major interstate nearby. There's a church here. How could a body be in this area? How, after all this time, nothing has been found? Well,
it's unknown. I think we don't even know if they actually searched this area. I attend church here sometimes, so I have never heard about any activity going on here in this area. So it's really hard to put it together right now, because there's still so much that they're going through, because they're still conducting the investigation here at the scene. So there's still a lot that needs to be discovered to find out if they ever searched here, why it wasn't. Now, I know at one time they were searching this area, the Southside area, not far from here. And then the next 2 days after that, Ruben had provided information about a possible north side location. So JSO started searching on the north side. That might have been a ploy to Ruben, knowing that they were searching this area, that they may be close to the body, and maybe trying to throw them off the track by having them search over on the north side. Because they started that north side search immediately after they started searching here.
Gil, let's talk a little bit about that search, and we're going to step out of the shot, and I'm going to have our cameraman focus down on the crime scene. If you could just kind of walk us through what are police doing at this point? A lot of activity, and it seems as if the search area has extended.
Well, it's a dead end right now. It doesn't really go any further than maybe about 100 or 200 yards further down. So it's a dead end right there. So now they're just going to, if remains were found, they're going to block off that area and just widen the area. Try to get as much evidence as they can over the entire area, not just where the remains were. That's not going to be their only focus. So there could be some other evidence there that could link them to what may have happened. So the focus is not just in one area. They're going to block off and do a thorough search of the entire area.
We understand that as that the police department has been out here since 8:30 last night. Any idea on the time frame of how long an investigation like this would take if there were actually remains found?
It would just take as much time as they need to get all the evidence gathered correctly. They're not going to rush it. They were out here that late last night. It'll just continue on until they are certain that all of the evidence has been gathered correctly, because this is a big case. This is a major case. So they don't want to have any mistakes made at this point in terms of gathering information.
Okay, Gil, we appreciate you joining us here. I'm sure we're going to check back in with you during the 30 minutes of this newscast and throughout the day as we continue to follow this story. Everyone in this community knows about Lonzie Barton. Everyone in this community knows about Ruben Ebron and Lana Barton. And those folks that I've spoke with and all of our reporters and staff have spoke with are just hoping that this is the break, that this is the resolution, the end of this case. Whether or not it did come from Ruben Ebron, whether or not they directed JSO to this location is something that we will know very soon. Live from the Bay Area, I'm Tarek Miner, Channel 4, the local station.
Thank you, Tarek. And of course, as Tarek pointed out also, based on what the neighbor told him, is there was the police presence last night that seemed to kind of come out of nowhere, as opposed to a neighbor maybe in the wooded area spotting something and then calling and maybe telling other neighbors, but that all of a sudden police sort of just showed up to the area, which is certainly very interesting because it makes you wonder how they got there and whether or not it supports what Gil is hearing, which is that perhaps Ruben Ebron led them to that area. But that area has grown. There are now more people there.
If you look at the progression of this case, there are some people who said, the more time that goes by, we've given up hope that they're going to find Lonzie Barton. But if you remember, during the entire time the investigation was going on, Chief Tom Hackney basically said, I'm going to find Lonzie. And Chris, you've been following this story from the get-go. You're there now at the search site.
I am, Bruce, and within the last 20 minutes, we saw the forensics major case van pull in and pull down this side street down here where it appears that investigators are focusing much of their search. They were down on the dead end that Gil Smith was just talking about moments ago, and they've been coming and going from back in there, even seeing a four-wheeler, an ATV, an off-road vehicle that came from down in the wooded area off of that side street with multiple JSO officers in it. Some of them have come by either in cars or on foot. I've been trying to get information from them, but none has said anything about what they've found or what they're continuing to search for back in the woods. But before that forensics van showed up, one of the JSO homicide sergeants who's been on the Lonzie Barton case from the beginning and was in court all of last week on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday for Ruben Ebron's hearings, pulled up here to the scene, went down that side street, and I have not seen him come back from that side street. That sergeant is Sergeant Jansen with JSO. Again, he has been on the Lonzie Barton case from day one, and he just turned down that side street. You can see off in the distance more JSO officers almost at the end of the dead end, close to where the wooded area runs into 9B back there. And as I pulled up to the scene a little while ago, you could see a very massive crime scene. They have the wooded area blocked off with crime scene tape all the way from Phillips Highway back in this area, and have crime scene tape up along 9B to keep people out of that area where JSO is searching. Again, we're going to continue to be out here, and anything that we hear from JSO, I'll keep continuing to try to get some information from them as they come and go past this park where I am right now, very close to where they continue to search. And even some neighbors here that have come out that said they don't know what's going on other than that JSO has been out here since the sun came up this morning. Live in Bayard, I'm Chris Parento, Channel 4, the local station.